hippity hoppity, little hippity hoppity, little hippity hoppity, little hippity hoppity row. Well, suddenly.
I want to say thank you. Really. It means a lot to me that people want to listen to the things I have to say. 1,000 subscribers. Sure, that may be small compared to my peers, and not all of them are watching, but at one point, 1,000 people felt I was worth listening to. Again, thank you. So, I figured something fun would be to do a bit of a reflection on how I got where I am now with this channel. Here's the 1,000 subscriber reflection. I originally started my YouTube channel in 2014 after watching Tamashi Hiroka's and Dan TDM's Draw Your Lives. Little old me decided that I would be a gaming channel, that I'd do Let's Plays. Though my first video is gone, I have a few memories of how bad it was. It was literally a PowerPoint with like a stolen Pokemon background. The only thing I can remember from the video was me saying something along the lines of, "I won't be talking about 18 plus games like GTA." That's because I was stupid and thought those games were dumb just because they were popular and over 18. Then I did a top 10 Pokemon list because I had seen a few of those, but I made it in PowerPoint and I didn't have any like voice recording, it was just like text on a screen and it just looked bad, you can hardly read it as well. Then there were a bunch of Let's Plays I started and never finished. One particularly was my Ocarina of Time Let's Play, where I would basically not be able to save because of the emulator, so I'd cheat my way through the Deku Tree each time, and then everything would end up being glitched out, so I never really made any progress. Whoops. My channel in its early stages was this amalgamation of like 10% my ideas and 90% other YouTubers I'd seen. I started off with Let's Plays, and I tried to be an AlphaRad clone, and a Peanut Butter Gamer clone, then a Noggin clone, and then an X-Force clone, and there were a lot of random videos peppered in between. Any videos that weren't Let's Plays that had me speaking were terrible, because being the dumbass I was, I decided to edit before writing scripts, and sometimes not even write a script at all.
Greetings, mortals. With Mewtwo recently being released for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS DLC, and Nucleus coming out of freaking nowhere, also while you ignore being leaked on the internet, I decided to do my top 10 Super Smash Bros. DLC characters, because with the Smash ballot being announced, anybody can get in because they're allowing people to vote, so anybody who gets the majority vote can go in.
It was dumb. I even did a 17-minute unscripted ramble about why a book series I liked was better than Harry Potter. It was bad. Too many unoriginal ideas and never anything cohesive. People at school would talk to me about it, but in a way that you can tell they're screwing with me. Also, I only had like 100 subscribers and there was a kid with a 30,000 subscriber Minecraft channel, so that was sad. The Fidget Spinner Madness video was made to test out the hit film software, and I've been using that ever since. Honestly, it took me a while after that to really settle on what I wanted to do. I made an update video saying that I had 5 videos I was working on. I really don't remember what those were, but I'm pretty sure I dropped them after my first main video, which was... This video is probably my worst edited one and my worst received one. But I don't really mind the editing since it was my first ever video, and most of the hate came from people riding the hate train. Honestly, this video was my first big step into both YouTube and the cartoon community, and it was also a good format for future videos. I got a lot of positive comments from people I knew, and it was nice. Caitlin, back when she was Robot Buddies, who at the time I was just a fan of, even subscribed to me, and I freaked out a little. The video was however part of a set of videos that I would edit first and narrate later. I think I stopped out with my Free Birds video, I'm not sure though. Yeah, this got blocked worldwide. There's a lot I really like about this video, as rough as it is. It was the first time using an avatar, and I did try quite a bit with my humour, though ultimately I was trying to copy the way Pan Pizza does things with his top 5 modern cartoons videos. I do want to do more of these videos. I have a playlist full of animated music videos I wanted to get to. I'm just worried about the video being blocked or even getting a channel strike. I don't have much to say about this video except for the fact that I miss Etiquette a lot. I was worried about him the whole time everything was going down, and I know there wasn't really anything I could do, but I felt like I didn't do enough, you know? Sometimes I watch clips of him and I just realize he's gone. It's tough. Rest in peace, man. Fuck Keemstar. Ooh, boy. This is my most popular video to date, eclipsing literally every other video I have on this channel. I think it's alright though I really did get too personal in the O-Axis section. The video really isn't as bad as I remember it being. There's some good stuff in there. I was gonna make a part 2, but there wasn't really anything interesting to say. There was this guy Noah who also made a video on the Butch stuff, quite a few actually, who sort of made his response to Pie Guy Rules, who was pretty much leading the charge against Butch, since he was reminding people of the controversy and how everything went quiet after Butch got the money. I made a statement in the comments. Nothing really came from O-Axis or the controversy. There was a trailer uploaded to the website, but it's either movies he probably doesn't have the rights to, or recycled footage from the Noog network. Also, he's asking for more money apparently. Stupid. He's stupid. This is stupid. Boy, this video! It infuriates me so much. It could have been so much better if I had just went with what I originally wanted to do. So, just like the Butch Hartman video, I had this planned and then drama happened. Except I had the idea for this video way before the Butch video. So I started making the video and all of a sudden all these storytime animation commentaries start coming out. And it would take a while for Quinn Curio's video to come out. Back then I had only just discovered the commentary community, and I thought, oh, so many people agreed with them, they must be completely right and their word is final. Even if I felt like I disagreed, I couldn't get all my thoughts together without being scared that if people watch this video I'll just be destroyed. Because that's the thing, I felt that the commentary community were these big bad boogeymen. I kept falling for that false sense of authority they have, and when they're just other people. I'll talk more about that when I talk about the commentaries I've done. I would have taken down the video, but there are a few smaller channels that were pretty thankful to be featured in it. So I left this comment on the video where I linked Queen Curio's video. It was really interesting looking for small channels that were trying something they were interested in. Looking for small animation channels is something I do from time to time, so here's 5 animators I think you should check out. Blue Streak speeds by. This was a video that nobody else watched. This was a video. Sonic, he can really move. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive. This was a video I made as sort of a sequel to my Thundercats video after watching Mr. Meatman's stupid Tumblr Cats video. It was basically a better version of my Thundercats video. This was an odd video, but I really enjoyed working with other people on it. It was the first collab on my channel. I want to do more like it. Hit me up. I wanted to give a regular review a try. I think it was alright, but I don't know if I'll do it again. The style was sort of based on the old Roller Buddies quick looks back when Caitlin used to do those. Alright, so here I'm gonna mix it up a bit for the sake of consistency and address the commentaries I've done. This video. Everyone seemed to like it. Here's why it's bad. The audio sucks because I rushed it at like 11 PM. I don't think I said all that could have been said, and I was sugarcoating a lot. Now, let's make some amends. Here's the thing about the video. It was mainly focused on Cup's commentary videos, and the biggest problems with those were, well, her. And the thing with this video was that it was meant to highlight issues with Cup herself, like ignorance, whilst also giving some guidance in terms of commentary, stuff I ended up addressing in my commentary community video anyway. So basically, to get straight to the point, this is less about the videos and more about Cup herself. The commentary videos are boring because of Cup. She's boring. Not inherently, but she is as she is now. Imagine you're going to a comedy show and the comedian just says racial slurs for half an hour. And then when they aren't performing, every other word they say is a racial slur. That's basically Cup in a nutshell. I think people's types of humor are very reflective of the kind of person they are. If you like edgy humor, you're probably an edgy person. If you like political humor, you're probably very political. If you like wholesome memes, etc, etc. Racial slurs. Cup's idea of humor is essentially a minion. Very little thought is put into the execution, bland, repetitive, just plain annoying, and gets old faster than a raw fish in the middle of a hot summer road. Edgy jokes aren't a substitute for a personality. Look, I'm saying slurs. I sure do hate minorities. I hate Jewish people because they're war criminals. Oh, wait, that one was real, wasn't it? Hey, that's disgusting. It's dumb enough on its own, but when you mean it, you're being an ignorant arse. And that's the crux of it all. It shows your own ignorance and how you're easily manipulated by messed up online spaces. Ooh, I can say words used specifically to hurt people because words only have the power you give them. That's the kind of bull a teacher tells to a kid who's being bullied. Sorry people don't like hearing words that were used to put people like them down for stuff they couldn't control by people who hated them purely for existing. What gives words power is the context they're in, not because someone gave them power. Words can show what people are feeling, what people mean, what they did, and what they intend to do. Stop being ignorant of people and open your eyes to the worlds outside your headspace. Inferno Omni says, I get the whole argument about giving words power. If that's your stance, then fine. But some people don't feel that way. Your view of the world isn't the only truth. Your ass-backwards logic doesn't allow you to invalidate other people and their feelings or what they care about. They can give their fist the power to go through your face. You've built up all these walls around you in your safe space that if anyone disagrees with or disproves what you believe, you remain deaf to the thing you say. That being said, Cup's not a bad person. They're not this racist ball of hate that this kind of makes them out to be. She's a very talented artist, and there is something more than just racial slurs. Otherwise, I wouldn't consider her a friend. And I do care about her, and I am thankful for stuff. Sorry if this just comes off as really mean, but I just wanted to get that off my chest, really. This was the most bullshit drama bandwagon out there. Honestly, thinking about it now, it's really like the commentary community wanted someone to cancel. That's really how it went down. Quentin criticized the almighty YouTube god PewDiePie, and we couldn't have that, so of course we had to go back and look at all the old videos he regrets, because it's not like people can change and develop or feel regret. No, this totally justifies lighting a fire under his ass and causing people to go after him and calling him an NPC, SJW, Soyboy cuck over and over again. It's odd. Most commentators act apolitical, so they have to contrive a reason to be mad at the initial Ben Shapiro tweet, and totally not because they're ignorant of trans people's problems or are just transphobic themselves. And they're all allowed to call Quentin all sorts of buzzwords and insults, but the moment he fires back a little baby shot and calls them all guppies, suddenly he's messed up. Also, the Trump rant thing. People act like it was 5 minutes long and irrelevant, but it's literally to say, hey, I think this movie is about Trump and it's bad, but I want to show you all that I'm not biased, so you don't think I think it's bad because I like Trump. And I think it's just kind of like this whole like transitional phase of him going into this like RedTube community. I don't really know much about it other than the whole political side. I don't know, I'm not really much into politics on YouTube. And I like how this drives so many people up the wall, but just a robot's minute-long rant about how Planned Parenthood kills more blacks than the KKK ever did is fine somehow, and the completely ignorant animation he shows that doesn't take into account segregation, institutionalized racism, and other reasons for being in lower income areas. But see, now I'm getting off topic. Even Darth Pina threw his hat into the ring, but weirdly enough his problem was showing proof. It's not a secret that Ben Shapiro is a transphobe. He's known for owning the libs epic style. And look, there's stuff Quentin really shouldn't have done. being the takedown of videos and the insult towards Monkey Jones, but he apologized for those in a rather detailed way, and even a month later went back and commented on the situation. That didn't stop people from doxing him and making his life hell though. God, I feel bad for the guy. The whole situation made him so anxious all the time, and I don't even know if he's actually recovered from it. Quentin was clearly affected emotionally, and that's what led to the numerous comebacks that ended up just being more fuel for the commentary bros. And that's the one thing I think is the most glaring issue within the commentary community. Which leads me into... Turkey Tom. I really didn't talk about him as much as I should have, because I didn't think of what I'm thinking now. A lot of people want to take Tom down, and it's dumb because they're all looking for dirt on him, but no one really can take Tom down because there's nothing super bad he's done. But that's because the commentary community is focused more on actions and emotions. I don't think Tom's that great of a commentator. A great editor maybe, but his commentaries don't offer all too much when I look at them, except for confirming people's biases and creating an antagonist in the situation. Though I really don't think he needs to be taken down. Like, he's made mistakes, but some he's owned up to, and, well, I think people should be encouraged to try and change as a person rather than just get rid of them. If you really wanted to show why Tom isn't a great content creator, you have to highlight the importance of considering emotions, how they affect actions and are derivative from personality, and how Tom's distinct lack of empathy is detrimental to commentary. Most anti-Turkey Tom people just say he's a cunt and move on. Most people, mainly his peers and his fans, won't care because they can just say it's his persona and move on. Because of the lack of consideration for emotion within commentary and Tom's lack of empathy, he has the benefits of plausible deniability very often. Essentially, he can shoot down any criticisms of his arseholery with, "Don't be a pussy, it's just a joke." And that's what I see a lot from the community. When I look back on the Quentin situation, I view Quentin as like a scared animal, having a fight or flight response with so many eyes on him, his emotions dictating his every move, making him act without thinking twice more often than not. The commentary community sees ego, bravado, and insult to the criticism they hold so dear. At least Dark Peanut gave Quentin a chance to talk and offered him some ideas he thought would help. Everyone else stopped seeing Quentin as a person and as a topic, a bandwagon, free attention, and their audiences saw him as just another evil antagonist in the commentary community's harrowing tales of drama. Emotion is probably one of the most important factors since it drives and motivates people's actions. But if you dehumanize the person you're talking about into just a topic, you can make the situation black and white and not have to think about the intricacies of a situation. Drama commentary is basically just theatre, a comedy of errors if you will. It's stupid. It's not just a Tom problem. He's just one of the best examples of this. Like, sometimes I wonder if he's just ignorant or just hasn't, developed his empathy properly. Making fun of Speechy for her weight, telling Mr. Enter to give up on his dream, and the insults about autism and such, and his various other deleted videos. It just seems like he doesn't really understand. That's just speculation on my part though. Now to address the rest of the video. The response was almost unanimously positive, except for one, but I'll get to that one. I feel like I was a bit too harsh on Mark with this one actually, but he responded pretty nicely and he even followed me on Twitter afterwards. Darth Peanut was very intimidating, but he didn't have anything negative to say. We had a nice chat. He's a very eccentric guy. Tom never responded, I don't think he ever saw it. Foster obviously wouldn't be able to say anything even if he did see it, since he's basically in hiding now. James left a comment, and I think I was a bit harsh on him too. And now we get to Manga Carmen. Well actually, let's address some of his defenders. There was this person who just went ham in my comment section. V Omega, who left very long comments and very clearly completely missed the point of the video, so much so that my reply to them was just one-word answers at the end, and another person who will remain anonymous since the conversation was private. They had pretty much the same issues that V did, except they actually paid attention when I explained it to them. Both of them seemed especially hung up on the definition of a commentary channel, but I think if you're talking about YouTube and YouTubers, it's basically a commentary, whether you're reviewing a channel or talking about drama or whatever. Besides, what I said still applies whether they're commentary or not. Carmen himself definitely was not as bad as these others, but I think the biggest thing they all didn't realize was that all the unnecessary insults were meant to be a parody of Carmen, hence, if you don't get it, think about it. I feel if I made that too clear it wouldn't have had the same weight. Maybe I could have said the point of it all at the end of the section, but I didn't want to make too many obvious hints. Me and Carmen talked it out and it was fine, I guess. Really feels like he just watched his part of the video and no one else's. The video was alright. This section got a bit serious. Let's cool back down. I remember panicking about this video so much while making it and just taking forever to get it done. I find that happening a lot these days. I think I was a bit harsh on MCU Spider-Man in this video, though maybe rightly so at the time, but after Endgame and Far From Home I've really come to appreciate him as his own character. Also, I really liked the thumbnail I did. Spider-Verse is still the best Spider-Man film though. I love this show, man. There are a lot of reasons to criticize it, but people just ignore those and just parrot all the same points they heard in some obnoxious video essay that was most likely debunked in a well-written and thought-out response, hint hint. I come back to this video sometime. Mainly for the music since I hate the sound of my own voice, and as a reminder of what this show does. Even if I feel I made a good video, my own voice bothers me. I don't think I can ever be 100% confident in what I make unless I convince myself that I didn't really make it. Like I arrange puzzle pieces together instead of painting the picture myself. I have to convince myself that my ideas aren't my own and that any idiot with half a brain could think it up. That's just how it be. This was a fun video. I was trying out some new things with editing, hence all the Cheick effects and such. It was fun looking at all the bad traced artwork and stuff. Don't really have much to say about it really. Just a video I made for the fun of it. It was kind of a way to say that I was working on an edited avatar, but I forgot my original reason for wanting to make it. Thank fuck they're changing it, holy shit, that's disgusting! This is a half-joke video I thought about after watching an Akeem Lowanson video. The theory will never be confirmed or anything, but I figured it'd make good filler before the commentary community video. Of course, I ended up procrastinating hard on that one, so whoops! It's actually concerning how someone as ignorant as Jar can convince so many people to follow suit because of this false sense of authority he has. Like I mentioned when talking about the Storytime animation video, I used to fall for that too. I had only just discovered the commentary community, and at the time the circles I was in always seemed to blindly take their side. They're kind of treated like these masters of criticism, or like police, content cops if you will. And if anyone ever feels like this, they aren't. Sometimes what they say is faulty, misinformed, or stuff is omitted. Usually their purpose is to either entertain or for views. You think human bandwagons come from genuine concern from the subject of quote-unquote criticism? I actually tweeted my video at a Jar. He gave a terrible response and then turned around and said he never finished the video and that he was so busy that he'll get to it eventually maybe. I responded back but no response. Safe to say he's probably seen it and can't accept that he's wrong. God, this video is getting bitter. Let's change that. I really just want to say how amazing the responses to this video were. So many people in the comments were sharing their own stories of how representation helps them and how they feel. Sure, there were one or two stinkers in the comments, but I'm so happy with the responses and seeing people talk about how much this matters to them. I always want to put something out there that teaches or inspires people. It's why I put sappy messages into my videos. I like people. I want people to be happy. That's what I want to try and do with all my videos really. Thank you for getting me this far. On the wider scope of YouTube, this may be small, but for me right now, it means the world. I'm still trying to convince myself that my own work got me here, and that it's not just a case of me putting all the right pieces into place. Although, I guess that is one way of looking at it, but you get what I mean, right? I don't think I express how much I'm grateful for all this. Before we get into the Q&A, I'd like to just take a moment to thank some of my fellow YouTuber friends who've helped me get to this point. Now, without further ado, the Q&A. Belax Comedy asks, do you recommend your format of commentary, animated character with topic in the background? First of all, how dare you, I am not doing commentary. Jokes aside, yes, as long as you're clever with it and don't have the only thing in your video being the character. DTA asks, would you like to learn about the eternal science of Marxism, Leninism, Maoism? No, I'm busy with autism. Randomer on the internet asks, what do you believe makes your presentation interesting as a content creator? Not much really, at least for visual representation. I try to mix up the stills sometimes, like with the clown costume. I usually like to present videos as answers to questions more often than not. John Barton asked if there is a place in the world you would want to go to, where would that place be and why? MomoCon. Or VidCon. Somewhere I can hang out with and talk to people. Bloops asks, what you gonna do when they come for you? Guess I'll die. Domino asks, a few come to mind. 1. What's your favourite part of the video making process? 2. What would you say is the hardest part of the video making process? 3. How do you decide on a topic to discuss? Have you ever had an idea that you got really close to completing but felt as if the product was mediocre and scrapped or majorly revised it? 4. Who is your favourite fictional and or non-fictional character? Lastly, what's your favourite food? 1. Thumbnails. If there's one thing I'm confident in, it's my thumbnails. 2. Editing. I always want to put something interesting on screen, so I spend time thinking of visual aids and then I get distracted while doing so. 3. Usually ideas just come to me. Sometimes it's just things I randomly see and think about a lot. Like with the past 3 videos, they were inspired by idiots saying stupid things. 4. Fictional, I probably can't think of just one. I like Garnet, Zero, Chibi Robo, Quote, Omega, Eggman, K-Rool. Favorite real person? Okay, it's Childish Gambino. And 5. My favorite food is burgers. They're great. I have a whole channel on my Discord server based on food, which was originally a burger channel. Heaps Boy asks, what's an animated series that you love but most people hate? Steven Universe. Review Your Life asks, can you call me a nigger? No, you don't deserve it. Hayden asks, what got you so invested in cartoons? I started watching Steven Universe and a lot of my friends were watching quite a few cartoons, so I started watching more. Then I started watching Rebel Taxi, which really got me interested, and that influenced my channel a whole lot. Sweeto asks, what motivates you to draw? Motivation? I just draw more stills if I need them, or if they can add something. I don't really draw, but I do sprite art usually for commissions, or if I notice no one's done any sprites with that character. Hayden again asks, how do you feel about being noticed by bigger channels in positive and negative ways? It's great to be noticed by the bigger channels, especially ones I watch. It feels like I've proven myself somehow. Negative ways haven't really happened, except for like with Carmen and Just a Robot. Carmen was just a frustrating cycle and John never said anything worthwhile, which is pretty typical of him. Klebel asks, Honya Biol Ilmiro Sanyon Nal Nayongi Iga Manyon? Which I assume is asking whether I want to make a job from YouTube. I'd love to, but it's super unlikely. Sweeto again asks, who is a YouTuber you would most want to collab with? Well, anyone on my People Who Are Better Than Me tab. Ellis Mark, The Storyteller, Jack Saint, those guys are cool. I wanted to collab with Caitlyn, but she quit, so... Minnie's Musings asks, what got you to become more aware of representation within cartoons? Idiots complaining about the existence of minorities. And then she asks, why are you such a precious bean? I'm the knight. Sweeto once again asks,
why are you gay?
Who says I am gay? Anonymous asks, will you ever make a crossing arms pose for your character? Perhaps. H1D asks, what's your favorite movie? Spider-Verse. Aloha-kun asks, 1. What's your opinion on cancel culture? 2. What's something you think people online blow out of proportion often? And 3. What's your biggest fear and why? Conceptually, cancel culture is alright, exposing people for shitty things that they got away with, but it's turned into just demonizing people for clout. Suddenly an edgy joke you made when you were 13 is an accurate judge of your character 12 years later. It goes off with the assumption that people shouldn't be forgiven for things and people can't learn from what they do wrong. 2. People online blow everything out of proportion. Usually it's things that are misinformation. The whole national dex thing comes to mind. 3. I fear being abandoned by the people I care about, so much to the point where I'll just randomly DM friends in the middle of the night telling them how much they mean to me. Dr. Kush27 asks, what would you consider to be the greatest anime of all time and why? Greatest? For me, at least probably JoJo's or My Hero Academia. I can appreciate something that isn't too trope heavy. Lauren asks, how much do you miss me and Al? Not at all, who are you people? I'm kidding, I miss you this much. The Geek TCM asks, How much do you think you can relate to the more serious topics you've talked about on your channel?
I guess it's just, most of the serious topics are just things that have annoyed me, so I guess I can relate to them a little bit? I don't know. Shannon asks, who's your favorite American? Donald Glover. I didn't write who asked this question. What would you do if you came home one day and saw Pearl crying while eating a pie? Slowly descend into the pits below. Octagore asks, what kind of music do you like to listen to? Everything really, but I have a particular liking for lo-fi and piano jazz. Robert Coilstein asks, what do you feel is missing on YouTube? What's a trend or category you think that there should be more of? This is a tough one. I can't really think of a category or something, but one thing I think is needed is more positive content. There's a lot of, this person must be stopped, or everything about this piece of media is bad and you're an idiot if you like it. Just more happy stuff. More fun without putting something or someone down. CO2 asks, 1. As a content creator, where do you pull your inspiration from? And 2. Do you plan on experimenting with more musical stuff? 1. I get inspiration from pretty much anything I watch on YouTube. I compare how people edit, execute jokes, represent themselves, etc. Though some specific visual inspiration would come from RoboBuddies, LS Mark, and Rebel Taxi, namely incorporating the avatar and going as far as to even animate it sometimes. I can't animate though, but I enjoy experimenting with stills. I really want to draw more. 2. I'm not sure about music stuff since I don't make my own music and pretty much everything else gets claimed. The harder than you think section of my jar response got claimed immediately. Mesworld asks, favorite anime villain? Dio or Kira? Mr. Potato Head asks, is there a cartoon show you like that most people don't? What about one that you don't like that most people do? I can't stand Ren and Stimpy. It grosses me out too much.
Okay.
Asks, favorite show? That's a tough one. Ed, Edd and Eddy and Steven Universe are definite contenders though. Elite Snowflake asks, 1. What's your relationship status? And 2. Most disappointing cartoon for you? 1. I'm single and always will be because I look like a toad! 2. Most disappointing? I don't know really. I don't think there is one. I find it really hard to dislike things. I remember watching Over the Garden Wall and feeling a little bit underwhelmed because people hyped it up so much, but Veridis Joe asks, what does your name even mean, fellow internet analysis nigger? It's just what the heck, except it's my name in place of heck. Sliver Sugar asks, questions. 1. What do you think of bad cartoons that had fanbase? 2. What are the things that can stop you from making videos? 3. What is the cartoon that you hate or hated the most that you didn't have any enjoyment? 4. Do you have time to talk about video games on your channel? 5. What do you think of the future of your channel? 1. I don't really think many things are bad, especially now that they have a fan base. I can dislike something or absolutely loathe it, but I can still see why people might like it. 2. Something that stops me from making videos is probably my own lack of motivation. Other than that, the only thing that stops me is people being in the house, specifically with recording, since everyone in my house is so loud. But I'm starting university soon, so maybe I can record in peace, but a lot of time will probably be taken up by school stuff. 3. I don't hate things. Even stuff that's really bad, I can get some enjoyment out of in a so bad it's good way, like The Nut Shack or Johnny Test. 4. I'd like to sometime, but I want to talk about animation stuff more. And the video game stuff I want to talk about is weird, like the Jedward promotions for Dragon Quest IX. That'd be a fun video to make. And 5. Ooh, this is a big one. Well, I feel the only way is up, but I'm worried that I won't be able to get viewers consistently interested in my videos. I mean, I'm only where I'm at now mainly because of my Butch Hartman and representation videos. Samful3 asks, 1. What was your favorite cartoon growing up? And 2. Why aren't there more women making animation despite graduation from animation schools at the same or a higher rate than men? Ed, Edd and Eddy definitely. And 2. I don't know much about the issue, so this is just my speculation, but ultimately I think that's just an issue of society and women in working positions in general, and the whole bias against that. However, I think we're about to get a lot more women making animation, since now that there's more women working on animation, and they're gonna work their way up, which is a thing we've been seeing with stuff like Mao Mao and OKKO and Steven Universe. But there definitely has been a huge imbalance of shows created by women. Actually, while putting this together, I discovered this thread, so you can check that out if you're curious. And that's that.
Thank you all so much for the support, and let's aim even higher.